Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nichols Nook. My name is Jess, and today I will be giving you my weeks 14 and 15 pregnancy updates. So if you are new to our channel, welcome. We are so happy to have you be a part of the Nook fam. Definitely click subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos. And if you are into pregnancy videos or lifestyle videos or even family vlogs, then we would love to have you be a part of the family. Now, if you missed my first trimester recap video or my must-haves for the first trimester, I will have those videos linked down in the description box, as well as our full pregnancy playlist if you want to catch up. I am currently 15 weeks, 6 days, and because I was trying to catch you guys up on the first trimester this past week, I decided to combine weeks 14 and 15 together this week, and then from here on out, on Saturdays, you will be getting a weekly pregnancy update. So in these updates, I will be sharing with you how I am doing as far as my symptoms and cravings, how much weight I've gained, and my belly measurement. And of course, I will include a belly shot as well. And then I also will be sharing with you where baby is in all of this, all about baby's development and the new and exciting things that are happening each week. So I do keep track of every week of pregnancy in my Erin Condren pregnancy journal. If you are looking for a pregnancy journal, this is a very simple one, and I love that it's so small and compact. It even comes with cute stickers, you guys. By the way, this is not sponsored. I'm just sharing with you what I love. But I will link this down below in case you are looking for a pregnancy journal. I ended up ordering mine a couple of weeks before I even found out that I was pregnant, just because I knew that it may happen. And that way I would be able to document from as early on as possible. So even though I am 15 weeks now, I am gonna go back to 14 weeks and share with you a little bit about what that week was like. So at 14 weeks, the baby was the size of a lemon, which that is pretty substantial in my opinion. And I really wasn't craving anything in particular, mostly just enjoying salty foods. And that has been kind of a common theme throughout my pregnancy, is that I have just been really loving salty and savory, like comfort foods. Last night, I actually made a vegetarian shepherd's pie and it was so good. Oh, those mashed potatoes. You guys know that I have been loving mashed potatoes and oh my gosh, it was delicious. By the way, if you're wondering, Chaz is not vegetarian, so I did make some ground beef on the side for him and he just mixed it in, but I had lentils with mine so that I could still get my protein, and it was just absolutely delicious. Oh, so amazing. And so now that's all I can think about. I wish I could have that for dinner every night because it just was good for my soul. So anyway, yeah, like soul foods, comfort foods have been my jam. Now during week 14, I did get sick, like actually vomit. And this was so weird because, as you guys know, I didn't actually throw up for the first time until 13 weeks. And what I noticed is that it was associated with having bad headaches when I woke up in the morning, and week 14 was the same. So I had a lot of headaches during week 14, and it seemed like every time I would wake up with a headache, I would feel sick and I would actually throw up. So I did take Tylenol, and I try not to take it too often just because, I don't know, even though I know it's safe during pregnancy, I just don't want to take it if I don't really have to. But I was having to take Tylenol and it did help a little bit, but not really. And I know you guys have recommended peppermint oils, and I haven't tried that yet, but I will ask my doctor if that is safe during pregnancy. I just want to clarify. I know I can read about it online, but it just makes me feel better if I ask my doctor. But during week 14, I did have headaches. I was really tired, but I would have spurts of energy where I could get up and clean or decorate for fall and things like that. But then I would be tired again a little while later. For example, I had a spurt of energy where I was decorating for fall, and in our living room, I had put a little end table at the end of our couch, and the only outlet is actually around the couch, kind of where I'm sitting to the right of me, and we have a large sectional. So I had to run an extension cord from our new lamp on the end table around underneath to the outlet so that we could plug it in. And I got so exhausted doing that. I was out of breath. I just felt so exhausted. And even though I had energy for a little while, As soon as I did that task, I was like, done. That was it. And I had to rest on the couch for a while, which normally that is a small task. I should not be getting out of breath over that, but I guess that's just part of being pregnant, is getting really out of breath for little things that you normally wouldn't. And so I would go from having these spurts of energy to being really exhausted all of a sudden. So during this week, I realized that I had gained 3 pounds from the beginning of my pregnancy. So that's really good. I believe you are supposed to gain anywhere from 1 to 5 pounds in the first trimester. So I was kind of right on track. Now this past week, I have gained a little bit more. So yikes. I don't know where that all came from, but we'll get to that in a second. I did not measure my belly this week, so sorry. But the exciting thing about week 14 is Chaz and I actually settled on our top baby boy and baby girl names. We will be doing a name reveal once we decide on exactly what our baby's name is going to be. We obviously have to find out the gender first too, but we will do that before the birth. So it'll be a while, but we do have our names picked out. Now, talking a little bit about baby during week 14, our baby was starting to produce meconium, which is the substance that will make up his or her first poops. So yay. They're also starting to develop really distinguished facial features, and their little heart is beginning to pump more blood. They can actually make facial expressions at 14 weeks, which is so cute. I was wishing I had an ultrasound at this time, but I can't wait to see that at our next ultrasound. Baby's eyes are starting to be able to sense light through their fused eyelids. So their eyelids are actually fused closed for a few months, but they can start to detect light. So that's really cool. And then also the liver and pancreas have begun to produce fluids. So yeah, there's just a lot that was happening in week 14. Baby can now bend his or her knees or elbows. So that was pretty much all for week 14. Like I said, today is the last day of week 15 for me, so I'm going to share what this week was like. So this week, baby is the size of an orange. You guys, that is so crazy to me that just a little while ago, it seems, our baby was as tiny as a little poppy seed, and now it's the size of an orange. So by this point, I have gained now a total of 5 pounds. So that's right where I'm supposed to be, although I feel like I'm starting to gain it even faster towards the end of this week because I am a little heavier actually at the end of this week. So I don't know how fast I'm supposed to be gaining, but I believe it's 1 pound a week after the first trimester. So we'll see how that goes. Now this past week, I've actually been really, really exhausted. Today is the first day that I've really had any energy whatsoever. I've had a lot of headaches still this week, but I've just been so fatigued and I just want to sleep all the time this week. I thought that was gonna get better in my second trimester, but honestly, it just, I don't know, it kind of comes in waves. And Chaz and I were talking about, we don't know, but we were thinking that maybe it's because that a fetus goes through growth spurts, and maybe the times where I'm feeling like really, really just fatigued and like I'm dragging, maybe the baby is going through a growth spurt at that time, because I have actually been eating better this trimester than I was in the last trimester. And so I'm not exactly sure why I'm so tired this week, but I have also felt kind of dizzy and lightheaded this week, and apparently that is to an increased blood volume. But I just have to be careful, like if I'm sitting for a while and then I go to get up, I need to make sure that I don't get up too fast because I definitely get really lightheaded, and that's happened quite a bit this week. Also, this week I have felt really congested and almost like I'm getting a cold. So when I blow my nose too, I just feel so full. You know that feeling where your sinuses drain from one side to the other? That has been happening a lot this week. And then when I go to blow my nose in the mornings, it's actually really dry in there. So much so that I almost feel like I'm gonna have a nosebleed, but I don't. It's really odd because I feel like there's so much going on in there, but it's really dry. So anyway, that has been something new this week that I haven't felt in the previous weeks. This week, my belly is really starting to pop, in my opinion, and Chaz was like, whoa, you're bumping, babe. So I do think that I am starting to show for sure this week, and it's so exciting, you guys. I just love it. I will show you a belly shot here in just a moment, But first, let me go ahead and finish off with this week 15. So this week I also had a doctor's appointment, a follow-up appointment. I did not have an ultrasound this week, but she did use the Doppler, and baby's heartbeat was 158 beats per minute. So that is very similar to what it was last time. Last time baby's heartbeat was 159, and this week it was 158. Also, I got the best news this week. So if you've been following this pregnancy, you will know that I did test positive for anti-D antibodies in my blood last time around. And so I was super nervous. For these past 4 weeks, I have been like driving myself crazy, thinking that my blood is developing these antibodies to fight off the pregnancy because I have an Rh negative blood type and we don't know what the baby's blood type is. So my body could potentially be fighting off the pregnancy, and that just scared me to death after having a miscarriage. So I had called the office and was wondering like, hey, have my results come in? And when I had called, they said that my results were pending and that they would call me with the results when they came in. However, they never called me, and so I decided to bring it up at my appointment because it was very concerning to me, and I kind of just approached it as no news is good news. If there was a problem, then my doctor would hopefully would have called me. But when I got to my appointment the other day, she said that yes, no news is good news. My test came back negative. So the anti-D antibodies that were detected in my blood at my last appointment were from the RhoGAM shot that I had earlier this year. So my body is not creating its own antibodies, thank goodness, because that could have been very detrimental to the baby. And so I'm just so grateful that everything is okay, that was from the RhoGAM shot and not my body producing those antibodies. So thank goodness, because that was just gonna be a whole different ball game, and it was very scary, to be honest. So my doctor said that she had absolutely no concerns at this point, that everything is healthy and baby is looking really good. So I just wanna say thank you guys so much for all of your prayers. Seriously, you guys, they mean the world to us, and I really feel like they have truly made a difference, and I just can't thank you guys enough for being so supportive and so loving for Chaz and I, and little baby Nichols on the way. It is just such a blessing to have so many loving, supportive people in our lives, and that's truly why we consider you guys our family. YouTube or not, I feel like we know you guys, and it's just so nice to have all of your love and support and have you on this journey with us. This week, I started craving chocolate pudding. So that is the first sweet thing that I have craved this entire pregnancy. Up until this week, I have been craving salty and savory foods like mashed potatoes and cheese, things like that. And this week, all I wanted was chocolate pudding. So I actually bought a 6-pack of those really tall chocolate and vanilla pudding mixtures, and I have eaten them all up within a couple of days. I have been loving chocolate pudding. I know, it's not healthy for me. I know. So yeah, I just found it interesting that I was loving all of these savory foods, and now all of a sudden I am really digging something sweet. So before I jump into my belly shot, I just want to share a couple of things about week 15 as far as baby's development goes. So during week 15, the baby has now started to inhale the amniotic fluid. So he or she is practicing breathing in oxygen. Also, baby's eyes are starting to now move towards more of the front of the head. I guess they start out a little bit more on the side and then they kind of move in. And this is the coolest fact from this week, I think. So the baby is now producing or pumping 6 gallons of blood through its system a day. Oh my gosh, 6 gallons of blood through that tiny little heart. That is just mind-blowing to me. I mean, you think about how fast their little hearts beat at that stage, and my app tells me that I'm going to start putting on weight a lot more rapidly now. So now that I'm in the 2nd trimester, weight gain is supposed to like really pick up. And they do say that I should probably start shopping for maternity clothes, which like I said, I have. And I'm not wearing all maternity clothes. Like I said, this shirt, this green shirt is a maternity shirt, but I don't necessarily really need it yet. I just am comfortable in it and I want to wear it. I'm just excited that I actually have a little something there, a little bump. And then it just tells me that pretty soon I should start to feel my baby move. Oh my gosh, I have not felt baby move yet, but I cannot wait for that first time that I feel the little flutters or bubbles inside, and just to be able to feel that. I am so excited. If you've been pregnant before, I would love to know when you first felt your baby move, like at what time frame. I think that's just such a beautiful and exciting thing. And so yeah, tell me what it was like too. I know that some women explain it as kind of painful, like later on in the pregnancy, but at this early stage, what does it feel like? Is it really like flutters or butterflies, or what does that feel like? So now I'm going to show you my week 15 bump. So this is my belly before, and you can see that I am definitely starting to pop. I am definitely showing a little bit more this week. So even though I had this pooch before, even if that was gone, you can still see that my belly is starting to poke out a little bit, especially when you look down here. Everything is just kind of pushing out a little bit more than it was before. And I'll just lift it up so you guys can see. So definitely starting to poke out a little bit more now. So it's kind of like that awkward stage between being a little bit flatter and then having an actual bump. So it's not super flattering, but to me, baby is growing. So around the largest part of my belly, I am measuring, it looks like at about 33.5 inches around. So I'm just kind of measuring that largest part there. So that is all I have for you for weeks 14 and 15 of my pregnancy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you also click the notification bell, you will be notified every time I post a new video so that you don't miss out. So go ahead and do that, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.